It's a pleasure to be a part of Koundilla Primary School. As its philosophy, the school engages their local community.
Let you know in the future with other dances the same way.
Yeah, I love this school. It's a fabulous school, and I'm very proud of the culture that we've established.
Thanks again for all your help.
It's a pleasure.
Part of our reason for being is to make these kids feel welcome and their families.
Oh, it's a very tight-knitted and family community, kind of know everybody here. It's quite easy to belong and fit in.
Public schools don't just have school communities, they also have local communities, and there's great mutual benefit that comes out of those relationships.
Well, one of the first things that's different about Koundilla to most schools, it actually has no fencing.
It's turning the school into a community hub.
For many of our parents, this is their first contact with institutional Australia, so we need to help them with all sorts of things, sometimes getting housing, sometimes driver's licence, how to fill out forms. I'm so proud of the front office staff. Really, they kind of set the culture for the school, and it's so important that that's warm and welcoming.
One of the great benefits of the school is it's predominantly local kids.
When the African groups arrived, the community leaders came to me and said, look, we want to keep our young men and women occupied. We want a place for them to gather.
Koundilla, they gave them their own shed where they store like soccer balls and like spare uniforms and stuff.
Play music and play soccer and basketball. They have barbecues here, bring their families and play all kinds of sports.
We've got exercise equipment here, so there are people early in the morning. And one of the things that you won't see around the school, even though it does get constant use, is graffiti. Because there's always people here and they see it as theirs.
When I first came here, I established a community use agreement with the City of West Torrens. So this school has been considered part of the open space of West Torrens. We have a strong relationship with West Torrens Council, and they send new groups to us. For example, the Bangladesh group to have some festivals here, Filipino groups as well.
There was a Japanese festival. It had like lots of people from different cultures.
People socialise with everybody and they're all having fun.
Julie had said to the local community, this is your school, you can use it, so take care of it.
And today the council have brought their cherry picker along. 3 or 4 classes have done an experiment. Those eggs that get smashed and those eggs that survive. We have an artist in residence who's working at the moment on Stobie poles out the front of the school.
Cultural diversity.
That came about from a parent group who wanted to introduce a number of safety initiatives along the road.
And growing and learning together.
That close relationship between public schools and their local communities, I think it both strengthens learning in schools, but also helps to strengthen local communities and make them more cohesive.
Hello, how are you?
From a public education perspective, it's building mutual relationships and making it a learning resource. So we had a cyber safety night.
Questions you'd like to just discuss?
Every term we have a culturally and linguistically diverse night. We employ interpreters. Sometimes we have up to 10.
Where do you think would be the safest place for your children?
This staff has built a deep expertise around language and how language works in different contexts and different genres. We teach Pitjantjatjara, and that's the language from the Pitjantjatjara, Yankunytjatjara area in northern South Australia. And so that's a reason for them to come. Without feeling connected and deeply engaged in school life, they're not going to be so engaged in their learning.
I've been at the school for 2 terms this year, and it's a good school and the class is very nice.
The school's really a hub for this local community, and I think that's an extraordinary thing to grow up with.
If I have kids one day, I'll definitely bring them here. I'll definitely.